Hey everyone, your designers are here. I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
And we've got tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today. So let's get started.
Today is episode 107, and we're sharing what we do and quick tips from your decor pros. So we've got some fast and furious tips coming your way of how we keep our houses in order and decorated and just the way we like them. Here's some quick tips, what we do around our house, a little behind the scenes at Stone Gable, Cedar Hill Farmhouse, My Soulful Home. Yvonne, you want to kick it off for us?
Well, I think my day begins the night before. And I think
Oh, she's getting deep now.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about my night routine. Now, I must just confess that it doesn't happen all the time. Mm-hmm. But on my best nights, I I like to go up not too late, sort of pretty early, and get ready for bed, get my jammies on, brush my teeth, wash my face, do my, put my night cream on, blah, 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 do all that. But then I come down and I just don't like to wake up to a messy house.
Oh, I don't either.
So I'll spend 20 minutes straightening. And sometimes if Bobby and I don't go up at the same time, I'll say, you are going to fluff those pillows that you're sitting on. Because
do you say it in that tone, or is there a different tone that must be used?
No, honey, okay. You don't, just remember to blah, blah, blah.
Well, now I have to straighten the house before I go to bed because my daughter, my lovely, sweet daughter, who's 24, the one who has Down syndrome, Elise, she's a straightener. Now she will straighten the whole house, which is good and bad. I mean, she's got this straighten gene in her, but where she puts things is not always where I want them. And then when I can't find them, I'm thinking, now, did I put it up or did she put it up?
Oh, yeah.
And then sometimes she steals some of my stuff. But here's the thing she does in the laundry. She takes all the clean clothes and throws them on the pile where the dirty clothes are.
Oh.
So I can't,
Oh, because she wants to make one pile.
Right, because I've done it too messily. So she's like, no, Mom, this is where all the clothes go. And I'm like, those were clean.
Oh, no.
Now, most of my house, because my house has a lot of rooms, and it's just Bobby and I right now. It's mostly the back of our house, which is the breakfast nook, the kitchen, the laundry room, and the family room, and my office. So I just make sure that's nice and neat. And Bobby does the dishes. So I have to say, I have a real big pet peeve with having dishes or just not having a clean sink. Mm-hmm. But I would never hound him to do the dishes. So I sometimes do go to bed, like biting my inside of my cheek, knowing that there's dishes in the sink, but I get up the next morning and they are magically gone. So I don't.
Oh, well, there you go. You got a little elf there.
Yeah, there's just things to fuss over and things not to fuss over. But I think that feels good when I come down and my house is in order. Also, to run a house and to decorate and have a full-time job and do everything I do, if I do not look at what's going on the next day, the night before, like if I don't get into my calendar, I'm in big trouble because I just forget to look.
Yes. It's happened to us all, I think.
Yes. I know. And it's interesting now. I'm trying to have my calendar on my phone primarily, but I'm still not all the way there. I used to just love to have one of those big desk calendars when I was a lawyer, and I would just have it in front of me. So all day long you're looking and you could highlight, you could cross out, and you could do all that stuff. But this way on the phone, so I have lots of alerts, probably more alerts than I need.
Oh,
yeah. I love the alerts. I use the alerts.
Yeah.
But how does that help you be a better decorator? Well, if I'm more organized about things, then I can absolutely have space in my mind to create.
Good point, and that is so true. If you're spending a lot of your time sort of feeling like you're behind the eight ball, how are you going to have time to think about repurposing something or, what's the best lamp, or maybe I should move that. So if you can clear a little bit of space in your head, that does give you more room for being creative.
It really does.
How about pampering yourself? I have some little
Yeah,
things I
baby.
like to do to pamper myself that are, I mean, they're super small, but they just make, I just think, well, why not? No one else is bringing me, breakfast on a silver tray. So, if I have to do it myself, doggone it, I will. So,
Where's good help when you just can't find it today?
I know. So, so my little special thing I do every morning is I make my green tea because it's a little healthier than black tea. But I get out a silver spoon and I get my prettiest teacup, or maybe I change it out each morning. And that's kind of a little nice morning routine I have. That's just a little nice thing for myself to kind of, and then I have also a glass of water before that, but think about it. Like you said, it may sound like it's decorating, but these are things that kind of,
elevate your day and get you ready to be
elevate
creative.
your day. And then also I think they just make your day better when you start off, that your kitchen's clean, you're having a little moment with yourself, maybe a little quiet time, just before your day gets moving.
No, it's so true. And it is so important. We've talked about the whole sanctuary idea, and these little tips that we're giving you today all add up, and they create a sense of a welcoming place and a sanctuary, and a place where, you can feel comfortable. And, I think that really, really, really makes a difference in your perspective than when you go out into the world.
Well, here's another thing I'm going to say. And I have a vegetable garden and flower gardens, and I love to have my first cup of coffee walking through my gardens and, taking a basket and my clippers and just getting whatever is ripe and in season for the day. If it's during a time in my garden that I can harvest something, and my flowers. And so think about that. If you have a little bit of yard that you could put a few things in, that's always so nice, because then I can bring it in. I just did a beautiful arrangement today. My zinnias are still just incredible. And I mixed that with all my fall marigolds. And I just put them in a crock, and I actually put them up in a guest room. And it was so much fun. And there's just something so pretty about that just, give yourself a little time, or even if you can clip off like little pieces of shrubbery, or if you have herbs, just to bring them in. It really, again, it's another elevating thing that I love to do, just to be out there and sort of fussing around and tending them and bringing something in that's beautiful.
Yeah, I think fresh flowers and greens, even the tiniest little bud vase makes such a difference. It can transform your mood. It can transform a room. I don't do it every day, but when I go to the grocery store, or if I've got something blooming in the garden, I do the same thing. Just a little clip, and I'll go and put them by my daughter's bedsides and put one in my bathroom, and different places around the house where people can appreciate it. And even if they don't notice it, or they don't say anything, which is more than likely, but it's there, and it sort of just brings it all up
and put it where you're going to be. Like I spend a lot of time in my office. So if I have a vase of garden flowers out in the living room, that's not going to do me much good.
Right.
That I'm not going to enjoy it. So I have them here in my office. And I have another thing.
Idea. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a swing right outside my back door. And one of my favorite things to do is go out, even in the wintertime, I'll bundle up in a big blanket and have a cup of coffee and read a decorating magazine or book out there.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
I know. Isn't it crazy how indulgent that seems to us?
Because it does, yes.
But it's just such a little treat. No,
but it's so important to me, because if I just go headlong right into my day, and a lot of days I have to, our days are just packed from the minute, we hit the ground running and we just like fall into bed. Those are the kind of most of the days that we have. But I just like to, if I can just even take 15 minutes and look through like the current issue of Southern Living, which I love, or Cottage Journal, or I'm reading a really great book, a design book from Ballard right now that I'm really enjoying.
Oh, nice.
And even if I can spend just a little time, it gets that creativity going.
Hey, can I suggest a magazine to you?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was really honored to be asked to contribute to P. Allen Smith's e-magazine called Naturally. And I didn't even know too much about it. I know a lot about P. Allen Smith, having visited his farm and all of that. And I spent a lot of time getting to know him there, and in his other aspects. He has books and he has shows and videos and all this stuff, but I didn't know about Naturally. And so they asked me to create a wreath. But so anyway, it's a free online magazine. And I know we like to hold them, but this is really spectacular. And, being free, that's nice. And it's only 40 pages long. So you can get through it in 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Where will we see this?
I'll put a link to the show notes, but it's the platform that it's on is called, it's like Issue, but it's like Izu, like ISSU, and it's just a platform for all different kinds of content. But that's where he hosts this e-magazine, and it's quite lovely. And so I think he has about 37 issues now, and so I'm in the current one, which is kind of the fall.
Yay!
Nice.
Yeah.
But it's real. It's a beautiful magazine. I am really chock full of great ideas, and the photography is terrific. So I think everyone would enjoy it. I mean, whether you look at my wreath or not, I think you would love it.
Sounds wonderful. Thanks for sharing that.
Sure. Okay, so I have another one, and this is can be controversial. I understand, but I have a complete no shoe policy in my house.
Well, now wait a minute. We talked about that, and I thought you said you don't tell people to take their shoes off.
No, I mean, if somebody comes in
for your family, you have a no shoe.
For
policy.
my family, I have a no shoe, and people that are frequent flyers in my house. I have an issue. If somebody comes in and, they're dropping something off, I'm not going to, block them and insist they unlace and, take their shoes off. Work people for sure. I haven't gone to the route of getting that little box of booties, but I've thought about it. But most people,
don't do that.
I know. But
see, there's a part of me that wants to, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. No, a little unwelcoming.
I'm just gonna hose you off before you come.
There you go. Step in this hermetically sealed chamber before you come into my house.
But here's the reason. Okay, I mean, I grew up like this. My mother
I did too. You weren't allowed to wear your shoes in the house. I mean, certainly I wasn't allowed to.
It saves you so much time.
It does.
My dear friend, my very, very dear friend who passed away a couple of years ago, Romney, she always said to me, how are your floors so clean all the time? Because our kids were little at that time and everybody's always on the floor, playing a game on the floor, rolling around on the floor. And she was like, how are you? How do you just, and she's like, you must clean your floors down. I'm like, I really don't. But I make everybody take their shoes off. And she just started to make people take their shoes off. And she couldn't believe the difference. And
but
I
that
don't
was the
want
way
to
I
spend
was
my
raised
time
too.
Cleaning the floors. I like to do that as little as possible. And so, and think about what people step on. What's in the street.
I know.
Don't get me started on that.
I told you, get the Bobby Pet vacuum, robotic vacuum cleaner.
It's the sanitizing.
It has the sanitizer.
Bacteria
That's right.
that I want off of there.
Well, but remember, it has that It does. It gets rid of all of that because it has that UV light.
Okay.
But so until Bobby Pet, shows up at my door, I'm still going to make everyone take their shoes off. I remember one time, and they were dear friends of ours at the time, and it was in our house in Southampton, and it had pink carpeting when we bought it. Okay, pink wall to wall.
Your house had pink carpeting in it.
Yeah, the one that we bought this house in Southampton.
Like in the public areas.
Yes, in the public areas.
And what year was this?
It was, I don't know when she put it in, but we bought the house.
Was it a Lily Pulitzer thing?
1992. No, it was just a bad choice.
It was just the 90s.
But anyway, okay, so we got.
So wait a minute.
It was really mauve, but she's not saying that.
I want to picture you walking in. No, so you're walking in with your shoulder pads. Okay, go ahead. Your poofy hair.
Yeah, no. I always had big hair. I can't help. I could move to Texas in a heartbeat. Okay, so anyway, we bought this house. It had this pink carpeting. So as you can imagine, I did not want this pink carpeting. And we couldn't afford to do the hardwood all the way through and do all the other things I wanted to do. So we were going to replace it with a Berber. Okay, so yeah. And so I waited and waited. And okay, now the nasty construction's over. We do it. And it's beautiful. And it's this very light, creamy color. And it's gorgeous. And it's changed the entire living room and dining area tremendously. Okay, our very dear friend, he comes in. He has his work shoes on.
Oh,
I'm not going to be saying. And then he does one of these. He comes in. He's like, "Whoa, this looks awesome. And then he does kind of like this spin on one of his shoes.
Oh,
And he had oil, like from the
I knew it was going to be something.
smack in the middle of my carpet.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Yes, we had to move away and never be friends with him again. Yes, I had murder on my mind.
well, you know what I say about that. People are more important than things. So you just have to get over it and move on.
Yeah, but it sometimes it takes you a couple of days to get back to that point.
Oh my God. And Peter knew immediately. I was like,
I'm going to
anyway, that's, that and just that's the way I was raised. No shoes. Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh, so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants.
I'm going to give you another quick little thing that I do. I don't like laundry to pile up. And it's just Bobby and me. I don't know how two people can make so much laundry. I do a load of laundry every day.
Well, it seems like I do that too, but there's always a pile.
And well, I remember I told you about that nifty laundry bag that I have that has 3 compartments. It's on a stand and it has these beautiful my
laundry room's not big enough for that.
Oh, they're so nice. And then I just say, okay, today's dark wash day. And usually I get it all ready the night before and then go down in the morning before I have my coffee, throw it in. It's all done. My problem is though, folding it's okay, but getting it back into its proper place.
Yeah, that can be time consuming.
That's my one I just don't quite have down yet. But I don't like to see piles of laundry. So I just do it every day. And boy, does that make my life easier.
Well, and I asked Evie to help me one time, but it looked like it had been folded blindfolded. That she'd been blindfolded when she did it. apparently that's not her thing. I was like, okay, that's okay. I'll just do it myself.
Once in a while, yeah, Bob will help me. And his idea of folding is he rolls everything like it's going to go into a suitcase.
Oh, he must have read that Martha Stewart rolling suitcase article.
And he folds towels so different than I do, so they don't fit, like they don't stack up real nice. It's another one, like, do I bite my tongue? What do I do?
Yeah, it's the lumpy fold. The lumpy fold. That's what we've got here. Unless I do it, it's lumpy. And I'm thinking, really? Is it that hard?
Well, there's just some things to fuss over, and there's a lot more not to. So
no, it's not. I just found it amusing. You know what? You got to find what people are good at and let them do that. Evie is fabulous cleaning the kitchen and cooking, and that's just her thing.
Go.
So I don't say anything. I just handle the laundry now, and it works out. I mean, it was just, I was just amused by it, but I wasn't really mad.
That's so funny. Get her a job at Benetton. Remember that store? Did you guys?
Yes.
When I was in end of high school or first year of college or something, one of my good friends got a job there, and their whole thing was everything was folded and everything was stacked. But then all these people would come in and they would unfold everything, and they taught them exactly how to fold everything.
My son's
I've noticed these stores have do you notice they have those cardboard things that they used to fold the stuff with now?
Well, my son, when he was going through college, one of his jobs, he had a couple. He worked at J. Crew. And he had one of those boards where he folded everything, and folding, for some reason, he's a little OCD about it. So he was like one of their best folders, and he would get so aggravated on a holiday when all these people would come in, and it would they'd just be throwing them up in the air. But anyway, so he's a good folder. I'd like one of those boards, actually. I think that would help me.
I know. Wouldn't that be great?
Well, speaking of cleaning, Anita mentioned cleaning. I decided I was going to keep a little set of cleaning supplies under the bathroom sink. And boy, you wouldn't think something like that would be a
Where
life
else would
changer.
you keep them? That's where I keep mine.
Well, I usually just kept all my cleaning supplies under the kitchen sink. Right. So then you'd be in the bathroom, and you just doesn't need like a huge clean, but like you could just do a little thing. Or
Swish and swipe.
Yes. So it's just so easy. Then, the mirror has a little switch. Well, if I had to I'm going to go downstairs, and then I'm going to come back upstairs with the supplies. But I really only have 7 minutes before I have to be somewhere else, which is usually my life, right? I'm probably not going to do that. And then at night, I'd be like, the mirror still looks pretty cruddy. Meanwhile, now, game changer, duh. I just open up the cabinet, and it's done.
I have cleaning supplies under every sink in every bathroom. And I have 5 bathrooms. Nobody needs 5 bathrooms.
All right. So here's a tip of mine is I've been buying the really natural cleaners that smell wonderful, that don't have that very chemically smell.
Yes.
And that don't make you sick if you smell them and everything.
But I really like Windex. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know, but I'm just saying these cleaners, when I spray them, I want to clean the house because they smell so good.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes me not dread, so I'm like, I want to spray the countertop because I want to smell this good smell. So.
Oh yeah. No, they really are nice. But the reason I like Windex is because it reminds me of when I was little.
Okay.
And there is not a thing wrong with that. That's right.
It's quite a cleaner. And I just remember that smell. And it's like, you know how they say the sense of smell brings you back? She'd be like, I'd be watching.
Okay, so we must have had
She'd
totally
be spritzing the TV screen.
Okay, so now wait a minute. My mom worked, and I was, quite the little entrepreneur when I was little. And so I came up with this idea, and I presented to my parents with the idea. I said, hey, I think I was like 6 or something. I said, how about if I start cleaning your room every day and making your bed? And here's what I'm going to charge you. And,
and they said, Anita.
Yes. They said yes. So I started cleaning their room for them every day, and I got paid. But it was kind of a slave wage. I think they acted like it was a big amount.
Well, you were already getting room and board.
Well, I was, but barely. So
that's all.
Anita,
story.
you hit upon something. Make your bed every day.
Yeah, but okay, well, I'm not finished though.
Oh, I'm
But anyway,
sorry.
so I
Go
was
ahead.
cleaning their room and I realized at a pretty young age that this was not the job for me. I am not.
That's when you realize I'm not going to be.
I'm not housekeeper material. I'm just going to say that. That's not really my strength. So at some point I said, this isn't really working for me. I said,
I think I'd like to write a book, maybe.
You went on to your next entrepreurial
So
endeavor.
I said, I'm closing this business. And they said, no, you're not. They wouldn't let me quit.
Oh,
Wow.
I
hope
did you
they
ask
gave
for
you
a raise?
Yeah.
I don't think I got a raise. I'm just telling you now. So the smell of Windex does not have the same reaction for me that it does for you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to make your bed every day.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've done one task successfully, and a bed is a big thing. So if you have a well-made bed and it looks really pretty, your room will look nice. And nothing feels better than to get in a well-made bed at night.
Oh, yes.
You don't want to
think
get into a
that's
messy
right.
bed. I just think it starts your whole sleep cycle off wrong
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
if you get into a messy bed.
Yeah.
So
But
make
now
your bed.
again, my daughter takes her pens and gets on my bed and plays with
you
them.
said that.
I know. So I
Mhm.
can't right now, but I really would like to. But I know she's going to get pen marks all over my bedspread. So,
Can you lock your
so if it's
bedroom
not
door?
made,
well, then I can't get in.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, no, you can't. No, not if you're outside. Mm-mm.
well,
No.
that might be a good option for you.
Yeah, because that's where she likes to sit on the bed, and then there's pen marks all over the blanket now. So anyway,
oh,
I know. So now I have to hide all the pens. But anyway, but that's my problem. Let's get back to
So cute. But
well, my problem is
make your
sometimes
bed.
I just don't make the bed. The thing is about making the bed is I think you got to do it right away. I think because
Yeah,
when I
'cause
don't
in the
do
middle
it
of the
right
day,
away,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
that's-
what's the point?
I think you should. No, I think you should. I pull my bedding back, go down and have a cup of coffee, do all that, and then I come up to get ready for the day. And when I do that, I make my bed.
Mm.
So
How
I air it
about-
out a little bit.
Okay, so one of my favorite things to do for a display in the kitchen or even around the house is fresh apples or pears or some other fruit or vegetables.
Tomatoes from the
They-
garden. Yeah.
Yes,
anything.
tomatoes. I always have tomatoes sitting out. So I think in fact, somebody thought I had a bunch of, I always had, when I was doing a lot of smoothies, I always had piles of fruit and things sitting out, and they thought that they were fake. Until they saw that I still had some those fruit tags, on them. I had taken them all off.
Nita Jean, you didn't take the stickers off?
Well, I don't know.
You gotta take
Tell
these
me got a
stickers
thing
off.
about those stickers.
I can't
I do
sleep
too,
when the
actually.
stickers are on.
Mhm.
Okay.
My Lord. No.
Mm.
No. Well, I loved that Yvonne kicked off with this little routine, and whether you do it in the morning or you do it
At night.
before you go to bed, I think at night it's really ideal
Mhm.
because then you come down and everything is orderly, and as you said, it's
Your
just a way
day
to
starts the night before.
jumpstart your day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so nice. And even if it's just the public rooms, just go through them and make sure that everything is kind of where it should be or where you want it. And
So now,
Looking
I mean,
good.
we're going to have to finish pretty quickly because I just realized I have a pile of laundry sitting, and now it's driving me nuts. It's sitting on my counter.
And here's another, before we begin, we do have a little bit more time. Maybe before we end, we have a little more time.
Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfast, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60 dcor.co/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think it's really nice I have a basket of things. Now, I don't go up and down the stairs every time I put something away. So I have a basket tucked in my laundry room that if I have things that need to go upstairs, I put them in the basket.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I take a trip
great
upstairs,
idea.
I just take a few minutes and put everything away.
Yeah,
Well,
I hate to
another
admit,
point.
but there is a pile by my stairs. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always going to
I
be something.
know that's just life. That's just
I know.
life.
It is. And it's, I've got a pile that is going outside to the barn, and I've got a pile that goes
There
upstairs.
might be one by my back door too.
But here's the key to this, I think, is once you pick it up and hopefully it's the first time you have it, just keep going.
Yes.
Don't, I mean, I like the basket idea because
touch
you don't
it
have to
twice.
be going up the stairs 25 times
That's
a day.
right.
You'll be going up later for another purpose. And then you take the basket or you take some things out of the basket and there you go. But so that's fine. And it's not right in the way. It's not like my daughters who just like take off their school clothes and just drop them on the floor and then just keep walking, oh, that's right there. Okay. You have a designated spot for it. But don't create just piles all over your house. Once you got something in your hand, just say to yourself, keep going, keep going, keep going until it gets to its destination.
And
because if everything has a place,
I was just going to say
gonna
that.
be a
Make
lot
sure
happier.
everything has a home.
Yeah,
And,
that's
we're
even
saying
with my
these
decor, I've been doing that because now that I've kind of culled out, and now I know what I'm using for this house, and then some things that I wasn't using or donated or sold or put away in storage. So now I decided in this house, I have specific cabinets. Like, okay, that's where I keep all my vases, and this is where all the little silver items are. So when I'm looking to swap out my decor items, I don't have to be rummaging through and looking to the back of a deep cabinet. Oh, where is that little tarnished silver creamer that I want to put some of these little flowers I just clipped into? I know where everything is. And that's made life so much easier to rotate my decor, because if it's going to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to create a different vignette now today. But, I have 7 minutes, before I have to be doing something else. Or maybe I'm lucky enough I have 20 minutes. You don't want to spend 18 minutes of that time
trying to find
searching.
It's not worth it. To me, then it's not worth it.
And then you won't do it.
Then I got to get a new one.
Exactly. Or
and then it's wasteful. Exactly. And you brought up another good point. I don't like to have things stay the same. I'm a changer-upper. And even if it's something like a small vignette, I love to change for the seasons. That makes me feel good. And I rotate my things. I use new things that I bring things that are out that I haven't used for a while. And I think that just does something to my soul. It's like, oh, isn't that pretty? It looks brand new. Yeah. But yet they're familiar items to you, which makes them so sweet and dear. And those are things, I do that an awful lot.
Good for your soul. I love that. And it's so true. And I think so much of what we talk about here and what we do on our blogs and in our own homes that's why we're doing it. You know, it's not like we're in a decorating contest. You know, we do it because we love it, and we
No,
do
we
it
are
because-
not.
No,
right?
and that's another point. I mean, because I've always said, you know, decorating, it's not a competitive sport.
That's true.
I
It
mean,
is
I
an
feel like
artistic
some people
endeavor.
think of
Yes.
that way, but it's not. I mean, it's just be individual, do your own thing. Don't worry what other people, you know, I mean, look to see maybe you can learn something from it, but I mean, I don't feel like I'm competing with someone else. I don't really care, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So do what makes so. And these tips today are really just sort of to, as I believe Yvonne said in the beginning, is like giving you that extra space in your day and your mind and your heart to be able to, you know, take the moment to clip the flowers, or take the moment to sit and enjoy your porch swing, or take the moment to rethink that shelf and say, maybe I want to put some new things on there. And hey, I know exactly where they are, and this will take me 5 minutes because
it makes
I
your
listened
life
to how to
easier.
create a vignette and I know how to do it. You know?
Exactly. So we're talking about today everyday things that we do, and they were just little quick tips that really elevate our day and give us a chance to be more creative and have more space in our mind to think about the important things in our life, and also how to make our home a sanctuary. So today we hope that you remember that, and remember also that we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey there. If you're loving our podcast like we're loving our podcast, we would love you to rate and review us. Head to iTunes to do that. It's easy, and it would mean so much to us.